Hey, what's going on? It's Bill Burr, and it's time for the Thursday afternoon, just before Friday, Monday morning podcast. And I'm just checking in on you. What's going on? Is this fucking global warming awesome or what? Jesus Christ, the summer just keeps going. It's incredible. The golden age of global warming. Enjoy it before the sea levels rise up. Buy your waterfront property in West Virginia soon. Sorry, I don't want to go with all gloom and doom here. It is 12:46 a.m. Thursday. So I have gone 56 days. All right? 56 days, 2 months. Sorry, 2 months, no fucking boozing. 56. Now, what does the number 56 mean to you, all you baseball fans out there? October playoff baseball, 56. Joltin' Joe DiMaggio's unbeatable hit record. Hit for 56 games in a row. And I think it's very poignant that I bring up a great Yankee when those fucking cunts just came back against the Cleveland Indians. And I have to tell you, as a Red Sox fan, the Yankees are coming. And they're going to be good for a while. They got a bunch. You know what I love about the Yankees is they're a fucking team. You know what I mean? I fucking hate that they're going to be good, but I got to acknowledge it. They're fucking good. Poor fucking Cleveland. Jesus fucking Christ. Jesus Christ. Jesus. Oh, Jesus. That's an oh, Jesus right there. Up 2-0. You just had to win one more. You don't fucking do it. A fucking comedy of errors. I didn't see the game 4. I guess they fucked up a bunch of errors, and then they just, the fucking guy in left field lets the single turn into a double, then they fucking alligator arm a fucking cutoff, and the guy, it just was a fucking shit show. However, the only thing I don't like about the fucking, by the way, Brett Gardner's at bat, legendary at bat, and their shortstop there, I don't know if I'm going to say his name right, is it Didi Gregorius? I have no idea. 2 huge fucking home runs. My only question mark, if I can go sports radio right now, are you buying or are you selling? I don't know about Chapman as the closer. I know he closed the fucking game. That was great for him. I know he won it for the Cubs last year, but I don't know. I don't think you got a fucking strong closer when he walks the first guy and you already have somebody else up in the bullpen. Maybe I'm spoiled after all those years when I watched Mariano Rivera. Nobody fucking got up. It's fucking Mariano Rivera. Even if the game's tied, the game's over. Except in 2004, of course. Oh, Bill, you cunt. That was impressive. So now they're going to play the Houston Astros. A franchise without an identity. I don't know what it is about them. I was just talking to Jay Lawhead, giving him my condolences. I congratulated Verzi. My team's out of it. I'm not a cunt, right? Well, I am, but not that big of a cunt. I was just at, what the fuck? Why are the Astros so not exciting? Is it the uniforms? Maybe I'm just an old guy. When they were in the fucking National League and they had, I don't know what you would call those fucking uniforms. Those things were the shit. They sort of had the gay bar flag, gay-friendly fucking flag. They were flying those colors. Really progressive. Way back in the late 70s. They played on the National League, so it was all hit and run. They had the AstroTurf. They had J.R. Richards. They had Jose Cruz, Enos Cabell. You remember that fucking team way back when? I don't think that they've been fucking exciting ever since. At some point, they decided to have those fucking bland uniforms. It's like dirt color. You know what it looks like? Their uniform, it's the uniform equivalent to when you go on a diet. You have your first little fucking chest pains, and the doctor goes, look, I'm going to tell you right now, you need to take off 30 pounds. You need to cut all the salt and sugar out of your diet, right? And you're like, fuck, and you're just sitting there eating lettuce, staring across somebody. If somebody you went to dinner with, they're eating the chicken palm. They're ordering bread, and you're just sitting there with your fucking salad and the protein no bigger than the size of the palm of your hand. They have the uniform version of that low level of excitement. I don't know shit about the Astros other than that they had an unbelievable year. So I fucking love October baseball. My fucking Red Sox lost. We deserve to lose. What are you going to do? We'll see what we do in the offseason. Congratulations to the Astros. Definitely were the better team. And I missed all the Dodgers series, and I saw the highlights tonight of the Cubs and Nationals. Jesus Christ, that fucking Grand Slam was brutal. You know what's weird is the Cubs lost for so long, I still felt bad for them. I forgot that they won the World Series last year, but I'm so used to feeling bad for Cubs fans, I actually felt bad when that guy hit the home run. And by the way, can anybody explain, and this has always bugged me about Wrigley Field, is that fucking fence that just juts out, that little basket, that gives the warning track power guy a fucking home run. When are they going to take that thing down? I don't understand that thing. It hangs out into the field of play. It's not a fucking, it is a home run. The little fence there. What are we playing, fucking T-ball? Take the goddamn basket, whatever the fuck that is. Reminds me of way back in the day when against the Yankees versus the Orioles when that kid reached over and grabbed the home run. Instantly became a fucking hero with all Yankee fans who then turn around and fucking call the fucking Red Sox, the Patriots cheaters. It's hilarious. But everybody does it. You know what I mean? Look at this big story out here in Hollywood, the big scandal. Harvey Weinstein, right? First of all, dude, what a display of power to finish in a potted plant and then have the nerve to call the person the next day saying, hey, I had a great time. That's out of your fucking mind. And I don't get these fucking people where everything, I'm going to go to rehab. How do you go to rehab to stop you from preventing a woman leaving a room, taking your dick out, and coming on a fern? Do they have rehab? I didn't know that. What are you in here for? Oh, I fucking blocked an exit and jizzed on a plant. Oh, yeah, me too. Well, I guess we're going to be buddies here, huh? And they just in this wing of the rehab where there's no potted plants. They got buddies outside the fucking window trying to sneak fucking plants in for them. That is the most bizarre fucking story. But that's not what I want to talk about here. You know what I mean? Where they're fucking sitting there going, I love when they said all men in Hollywood kept silent. It's like everybody did. And they were acting like Harvey Weinstein couldn't ruin the career of a guy. That guy up until 4 days ago could take your career, wad it up right in front of you, and throw it in the gutter, and you were done. You were fucking done. You're talking about a guy who allegedly could block a woman from leaving a room and then coming on a plant and then fucking does the follow-up call like they went to dinner and a movie and they had a lovely time. That's the level of power this guy had. Human beings should not have that level of power, by the way, because man or woman, they do not handle it well. But anyways, let's get back to as far as being able to see both sides of the fence. Our sports fans are just like, that's obviously holding. And then if the holding call doesn't go against you, it's like, oh, no, fucking great call, great non-call. Fox News, they were going off on fucking Harvey Weinstein and all Hollywood and how underhanded and blah, 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 blah. But when Trump was grabbing the pussies, they got nothing, right? And then fucking CNN's the same fucking way. Trump grabs the fucking pussies. They're all fucking over it. Harvey Weinstein does what he does. This isn't a time to fucking politicize this thing. They're both so fucking full of shit. And they're going to judge all of Hollywood on Harvey Weinstein, right? The same way the liberals judge all Republicans on Donald Trump. I don't know how anybody watches either one of those channels. However, I will say this. Because I don't watch Fox News that often. I don't really watch CNN. But I will say, at least CNN, it looks professional. I'm not saying it is. Well, it is, but I'm not saying it's obviously not ridiculously biased. They both are. But what is Fox News looks like? It looks like fucking WSBK TV 38 back in the day when they'd go in between periods and that little bullshit set. I don't know what about Fox News. It's like they got to put more money into it. Everybody looks sweaty, you know? I don't understand it. But anyways, Jesus fucking Christ. So now they're going back into everybody's life. They're going back into somebody, oh, you did this back in 2000. Here's my thing. All these guys are now going to have to apologize for all the shit they did evidently back into the fucking 90s or whatever. My question is when is it going to even out? I would love to see some gold-digging whores come on and apologize and be like, yeah, hey, sorry I took your house and had a couple of kids with you and said that I loved you when I really didn't. I should have done that and then prevented you from seeing those kids that you had with me that half look like me, and you now know that I never really loved you. And I'm sorry for that, and banging the new guy in this house that you bought. And now I'm also not going to, have my new boyfriend ever move in or marry me, because then my payments from you and the alimony will stop. I want to apologize for that. My behavior was completely unacceptable. Just to balance it out. Listen, if you're new to this podcast, one of the mainstays of this podcast is that I'm a contrarian cunt. All right, so if you're new to it, I don't know. This first 11 minutes is what you can expect for the rest of this. Anyways, I am in Atlanta, Georgia right now. I got a small part in a big movie. I mean, that's my career. That's my fucking wheelhouse. I love it. All I want to do is paratroop in for a couple of fucking days, have a good time, get to watch the real fucking actors do their goddamn thing. I always feel like I won a contest when I do a movie. You know what I mean? Like, hey, you want to be in a movie? Oh, boy, do I. So I'm going to be here for the next couple of weeks, missing my family like fucking crazy. I'm hoping, trying to work something out where I can bring them in so I don't lose my fucking mind out here. Not going to lie to you, I was actually so fucking lonely and depressed last night. Obviously it's exciting to do a movie, just missing my family, that I walked by a liquor store and I saw this bottle of booze in the window. And I was like, am I going to buy that and finish all of it? And fortunately, I walked past it, and I went down to the Laughing Skull Comedy Club. Went up on stage. Thank you to them for putting me on stage. And I went up there, and I'm going to say I kind of ate my balls. It was very give and take. A lot more, whatever's worse. A lot more worse, a lot more give, or a lot more, I don't know what it was, but it was... I'll tell you, it was a rough one, okay? But anyway, so now I'm out here. I got to figure out what the fuck I'm going to do. I went to Trader Joe's. I bought some healthy fucking food. All this shit's healthy, but they still have a frozen food aisle, so I don't get that. You know what I mean? They still have fucking cereal. You know what I mean? That's not part of a balanced breakfast, is it? Cereal? Can you even, what the fuck is cereal? I just thought about that. Like, what is in a Cheerio? How about these brand fucking things? I don't know what they are. Like, can you make cereal? I bet there's somebody on YouTube. Homemade cereal. I'm going to look that up. I'm going to go out on a limb and say I'm the first person who ever fucking Googled this. Fucking feds are going to knock on the goddamn door right now. Homemade cereal. Does anybody like cereal enough to fucking do it? Directions. Okay, preheat your oven to 275 degrees. I don't know about you, but I'm already out. I can either open a box and pour it and it's done, or I can go preheat my oven to 275 degrees. For my friends around the world, that's 135 degrees Celsius. In a large bowl, mix oats, wheat germ. Wheat germ, what aisle is that in? And wheat bran. Oh, my God. If you're going to actually take the time to make cereal, this is what you're going to... In a medium bowl, blend brown sugar, vegetable oil, honey, and water. Mix in vanilla extract. Is he making dessert here? Cinnamon, nutmeg. It sounds like you're making a pie. And salt. Bake for 45 minutes in a preheated oven. stirring every 15 minutes until lightly brown. Hey, Eddie, you're 20 minutes fucking later than you usually are. You're usually only an hour late for work. Where the fuck you been? Oh, I was at home. I was making breakfast. What the fuck did you make? Homemade cereal? Hey, Eddie, do me a favor. Why don't you fucking go punch out and get the fuck out of here? You're fired. How do you make corn flakes? How do you make Cocoa Puffs? They actually have this shit. How to make Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Quarter cup of whole wheat pastry flour. Who has the fucking time to do this? Quarter cup of all-purpose flour, baking soda, cinnamon. All right, wait a fucking minute. If we're going to go this far, right? How do you spell Fritos? Homemade Fritos. All right. Heat the oven to 375 degrees. Cut 2 pieces of parchment, the same size as a baking sheet, and set aside. In a small bowl, whisk together the cornmeal and the salt. Place 1 sheet of parchment. Am I going to do this? Can you imagine if you fucking made homemade Fritos and people are like, what the fuck? Where the fuck did you get these Fritos? Oh, I made them myself. They're homemade. Are you on house arrest? Who the fuck has time to do this shit? Fucking asshole, you're making homemade. How did you make your own trans fats, you fucking psycho? Who would have thought? Who the fuck would have thought that you could do something like that? This is a fucking great country. I've heard of people making. Do you hear that fucking growling sound? What is that? I shut off the fucking air conditioning. I fucking hate air conditioning. It's so overused. Air conditioning is like that person at a party who just won't shut the fuck up. You know? Oh, you know what they said that about? I was watching, the BET rap awards there, hip-hop awards. And I'm watching all this shit. And they had the guy from 2 Live Crew. They were giving him like a Lifetime Achievement Award. And it was fucking hilarious. He was up there dressed like he just got a doctorate. And then afterwards, he does all this music, and it's all, oh, me so horny, all that shit. I'm not saying I don't like that fucking music, but I mean, Jesus Christ. He had like a bow tie on and his whole suit and everything. He looked like a fucking elder statesman. But anyways, I don't know. I was talking to my wife about it. I don't know shit about hip-hop, but this whole fucking thing where everybody is drinking that shit, that lean, whatever the hell it is, and everybody sounds, even if they're not fucking wasted, they sound like they're wasted. Drives me up the wall. I just listen to it. It's like, when you go to a party and there's somebody way more fucked up than you, and it's just like, dude, I can't talk to you. I got to get out of this. That's what it sounded like. That one dude lost all that fucking weight, man. The guy usually takes his shirt off. When he was fat, he took his shirt off. Now he's skinnier and he has his clothes on, which probably means he's still getting the skin removed or whatever. You know what's funny? All the weight that he lost, he still weighs more than all of the Migos put together, even with their jewelry on. Sorry, I've just been. My first day on the movies tomorrow, so I've just been sitting here fucking watching TV and waiting to work. So I've just been watching. Just been watching all of this shit and listening to music and stuff. Dude, I know I'm like fucking over 10 years late on this thing, but I am an old guy. I've just been listening to the first 2 Mars Volta albums. And I got to tell you, John Theodore is a fucking genius drummer. What is it? How do you say it? Viscera Eyes? I don't want to say anything. Viscera. Any drummers out there, you got to listen to that fucking song. And you got to learn how to play it. You can't be a drummer, listen to that, and not want to know. At least that opening drum groove. I don't know what the fuck he's doing on the breakdown in the end, but it's one of the sickest fucking drum grooves I've ever heard in my life. And you listen to what the guitar is doing. Most people would have just played with the guitar. And the way he fucking plays around it, and one of my favorite things, it does not have the snare on 2 and 4. It's still just fucking, not only fucking rocks, it propels this fucking song. I think I've listened to that song 200 times. in the last fucking week, and it's still giving me chills. It's fucking unreal. And my drum teacher a long time ago told me to get into this band, Meshuggah, and I listened to it, and I just, it was too advanced. I couldn't hear it was just too much shit to be listening to. But because I've been listening to Mars Volta and their crazy shit, I actually went back because I was scrolling through looking for Mars Volta, and I had this Meshuggah album for the longest time, and I went back and listened to it, and I think I'm finally starting to, like, I always knew it was amazing, but now I actually am, like, fucking into it. I just keep listening to that first song. I'm baby stepping my way into it. This music is way advanced for my fucking limited fucking musical abilities. But that first song, Stenga, Stengah, just the drumming on that, the whole fucking thing is unbelievable. So that's what I've been doing. I haven't been boozing. I've been watching old Twilight Zones. I've been listening to all this fucking music, and I don't know. I went out tonight to a cigar bar. That's my one vice that I have left. It's all I got left. And I went out and ordered my fucking club soda and a lime. I got to tell you, man, I actually feel, walk out, I'm not shit-faced. It's nice, Yeah, Bill, not being boozed every fucking day. People find that nice after a while. Well, all right then. All right. I haven't been able to watch any of the hockey. I know the Bruins are 1-2. We got crushed by the Avs tonight, 6-3. And I'm actually debating on Saturday because I'm going out of my mind, missing my family. I'm actually debating. The Tennessee Volunteers have a home game. I'm actually debating. It's a 3-hour drive. I know they're not good this year, but that's such a legendary stadium. They are home. I live on the other side of the country. It's 3 hours. I can drive up there, scalp a fucking ticket, watch them play the South Carolina Gamecocks. Nice SEC matchup. I get to fucking go to that state. I think I'm going to do it. What else am I going to do? Sit here alone in this fucking hotel room, missing my kiddo, Anyways, let's get into the, I think I'm going to do it. Fuck it. That'll be my 20th college football team that I've seen. I've seen some big ones, though. That'll be my fifth or sixth SEC team that I've seen a home game of. I've seen Texas A&M, LSU, Alabama, Georgia, Florida, and then Tennessee. I mean, as far as the big ones I'd have left, I'd have Auburn, Ole Miss, Mississippi State, and fucking Arkansas. No disrespect to Vanderbilt. Who's left? Vanderbilt, Kentucky, and Missouri. Missouri, I feel like the SEC is like their rebound conference, They still want to be in the Big 12, but the fucking University of Texas came up with their own, their own Yes Network, their own Nesson, whatever the fuck they did. I don't understand why everybody else just didn't do the same thing. But anyways, I think I'm going to do it. Anyways, enough with the fucking babbling here. Oh, a little bit of advertising here. All right. But me undies, bills all the fucking loan. Me undies, velvet up against my bone, making my junk feel really fucking nice. Get a steel comb if you got some lice or some fucking crabs down in your fucking undercarriage. And, maybe that's a way to get rid of crabs. That's how fucking nice their MeUndies are. It just makes them, they fall asleep and they let go of your pubes and they fall right off down into your socks. That's disgusting. All right. MeUndies. MeUndies makes the most comfortable underwear in the world. If underwear isn't your thing, you fucking animal, we're excited to announce that MeUndies socks are finally here. Speaking of animals, by the way, I'm calling it right now. That Yankee fan at the end of the fucking Cleveland series, when they cut to those two Yankee fans, the guy on the left, when he was clapping, somebody's going to turn that into something. I mean, dude, how unathletic are you that you can't even clap? You ever see when they teach like a chimp how to clap? A fucking chimpanzee clapped better than this guy, and the fucking look on his face. I don't know what was going on with that guy. I hope he's not touched on some level. Then I feel bad. He did have front row seats. You never know. Anyways, be ready for work, play, and everything else in between with the new MeUndies socks. MeUndies socks are now available. Oh, making your toes feel all nice there. MeUndies socks are spun from premium materials. This made me think of Rapunzel. Making their socks the best you can get for your feet. MeUndies will be the most comfortable pair of underwear and now socks you'll ever own. Jesus Christ, how the fuck are you going to go to work if your balls and feet feel that good? You're going to be nice. You're going to be nice to everybody. MeUndies will be the most... They should have sent a pair of those to the fucking Grinch. MeUndies will be the most comfortable pair of underwear and now socks you'll ever own. 100% satisfaction guarantee. They guarantee you will love your undies and socks or your money back. Right now, MeUndies has an exclusive offer just for our listeners and every other fucking podcast they advertise on. You get 20% off your first order and free shipping. MeUndies is so sure you will love their underwear and socks. They will give you a 100% satisfaction guarantee. Simply order a pair, and if you don't love it, get a full refund. To get your 20% off the best and softest underwear and socks you will ever own for free. Free shipping you'll ever own. Free shipping and 100% satisfaction guarantee. You got to go to MeUndies.com/Burr. That's MeUndies.com/Burr. They're not free. They're 20% off. Sorry. For some reason, the way they put comma. The comma always fucks me up. All right, next. Lyft, everybody. Lyft knows that their drivers are what keeps them moving. Well, obviously, you fucking drive people for a living, other than the car. And the car can't do shit without a driver. So they will do everything they can to make sure their drivers are happy on every trip. Sorry. Lyft is the ride-sharing company that believes in treating its people better. I love how all this shade that they're throwing over at fucking Uber during this. Lyft believes that being a ride-sharing driver should be fun. If you're having a good time, so are the passengers. Well, don't have too good a time. You fucking got my life in your hands there. If you're choosing a ride-sharing company to drive for, go with the company that treats you better, Lyft. Lyft was the first to offer in-app tipping. When you drive for Lyft, you keep 100% of the tips. Sorry, my stomach's growling here. Being an actor, can't eat late at night. 100% of the tips. Drivers will be paid over $200 million in tips since... Drivers have been paid over $200 million in tips since the feature was first introduced. Express Pay lets drivers get paid almost instantly instead of waiting for weeks. Lyft has taken the guesswork out of pickups. The new AMP device uses color coding to help passengers find their drivers. You can earn hundreds of dollars a week plus tips. Want to earn more money? Drive more. It's never been easier to give yourself a raise. Sorry, I'm doing this at like 1:13 in the morning here now. It's a simple formula. Happy drivers mean happy passengers. Maybe that's why 9 out of every 10 Lyft riders get a perfect 5-star rating. So, join the ride-sharing company that believes in treating its people better. Go to Lyft.com/Burr today, and you can get a $500 new driving bonus. That's Lyft.com/Burr, Lyft.com/Burr, spelled Lyft. It's a limited time only. Terms do apply. All right, what am I up to here? 28 and change. I got to kill another minute and a half. Actually, if I do the drive up to Knoxville, Tennessee, I will pass through one of my favorite and one of the most underrated cities in the United States, Chattanooga, Tennessee. I've only been there one time, and I had such a fucking great time. Great food, great bars, just great people, just a great city. Love that place. And Knoxville's another place that I had a great fucking time. Everybody goes to Tennessee. They all go to Nashville. They want to go to the Grand Ole fucking Opry. They want to fucking, I don't know what the fuck, go see some live music and all that shit. I'm telling you right now. Sorry. Do not sleep on Chattanooga, Tennessee. Do not avoid Knoxville. They're fucking great. I swear to God, if I wasn't in this goddamn business, I could live in either one of those towns. I'm a big fan of that state. Not that I'm shitting on fucking Georgia here, because it's another good time. Speaking of which, I guess the College Hall of Fame, some sort of Hall of Fame's out here. I might go check that out down the street. But that is it. That is a podcast here. Old Billy Freckles here. I got to get my 8 hours sleep and go do my fucking little... what I like to call acting tomorrow. That is it. Was there anything else I wanted to talk about? Am I promoting anything coming up? Oh, yeah. We added a third show at in Austin, at Austin City Limits. Now, I was all excited that this is the same place where I saw Stevie Ray Vaughan play, but evidently it's a new one. However, it is the same place where I saw Iggy Pop with Queens of the Stone Age perform. So it is legendary, and I'm going to be down there with Dean Del Rey, and I'm trying to find out if I can record, because my Madison Square Garden recording did not work. I fucked up. They just gave me the recording from the board, so I am loud as shit, and you can barely hear the crowd. So, oops. I don't know if I'll ever get to do Madison Square Garden again, so, oh well. I guess it's just a memory. But I'm starting to think when I play like these really cool venues like this that I'm just going to record audio. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I might just start, putting out a random, like, fucking, just on vinyl or some shit. I got to know the guys over there at Third Man Records. That's also in Nashville. Jack White's company. Those guys treated me great. I did my Carnegie Hall one with those guys. So maybe, who knows? Maybe I could do something with them. I don't know. I kind of like the idea of that because my act changes so much and I have like a lot of like topical shit. And I was thinking like, what if I just start recording all these sets and then maybe I splice it together? A bunch of different ones. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But it's never bad to have a good recording, right? Am I just spitballing out loud to you guys as if this is fucking entertainment? I have no idea. All right, that's it. Congratulations to Jaromir Jagr. You got fucking signed with the Calgary Flames. The man's career continues. And I look forward to watching him out there. And that's it. I know I made all you guys yawn. I apologize, but I don't have time to do this tomorrow. That's it. You guys have a great day, a wonderful weekend, and I will talk to you on Monday. And those of you new to this podcast, we now do a greatest hits from a Thursday gone by. You can listen to some cool music. If you have any questions about who did the music, just tweet at the MM Podcast, and Andrew is really good about posting that type of shit to let you know who it is because he plays all the cool music. I'm way behind, as you can tell. All right, I'm just starting to get into Mars Volta. Okay, I'm getting into a band that people are hoping is going to have a reunion. I'm just getting into them. All right, okay, that is it. All right, have a great weekend, you cunts. I'll talk to you later.
This is a day without a trace of reason. No matter where you turn, and the walls will fall, affirming nothing. So what's it all about? Call on the bright star, or play your hand as it rains. Wounds always speak too loud.
All right, hair loss or sex loss? Bill, I'm sure you've heard of Propecia. Heard of it, I used it. I used it, and when I ran out of it, I just had that honest moment with myself. And I was just like, there's no way there's not going to be a side effect. Okay? There's no way. There's just no way. There's no way this thing, okay, I'll save my hair but damage my liver. What do I need more? A full head of hair or a functioning fucking liver. You just got to bite the bullet and just turn old. Just age gracefully. I try to keep my hair short. I try to offend as little people as I go through the slow process of seeing what my skull actually looks like. He goes, I have a lot of friends on it that say it sort of works. Definitely slows down hair loss by doing something. However, apparently the drawbacks is no boner. Oh, is that? I don't know either way on that one. That's some barroom stuff. I think that can happen to some people. I have no fucking idea. He said, so do you choose hair to get sex or choose no hair which might mean no sex. Is this some sort of sick joke by the pharmaceutical companies? No, you're fighting nature. Listen, dude, I'll tell you right now. All right? There's women out there that think a shaved head is sexy. Not all of them, but there's enough. All right? There's enough out there that you can keep going out banging women. You know? Some women find a shaved head fucking, they like it. Turns them on. So, listen, this is the great thing about women is they can see beyond what you look like. Okay? If you come in there and you got a little swagger and you're funny and you're fucking, shaved head shows confidence, dude. You're like, fuck it, preemptive strike. You guys are walking out on me? Well, you know what? I'm kicking you out the door. And you take out your clippers. I buzzed my head down a few years ago. I fucking loved it. And I took all the jokes. Oh, when you're a cancer patient, fucking make a wish, blah, 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 blah. And it peters out after a couple of weeks. I don't know. I go back and forth. I mean, I go literally from doing, maybe I'll do the fucking hair transplant to all the way back to I'll fucking shave my head again. I have no idea. But I got to be honest with you, dude. It doesn't, the vibe you're bringing is going to be way more. Listen, do you really want to get with some girl who's with you because you have a fucking, a nice big cowlick on top of your fucking head? And if you didn't have it, then she wouldn't be with you? Going bald is like driving a piece of shit car. It really keeps the whores away from you. All these fucking idiots with full heads of hair driving around in flashy cars, you see what happens to them. Look what happened to Mel Gibson. He should have just gone bald, but he didn't. He kept fighting it, doing shit up there, drove around in a flashy car. I had to give up my fucking Laker tickets, flipping out. You know what, dude? Yeah, don't take those fucking drugs. Those drugs are brand new, and the side effects that they're talking about, I'm telling you, is just the shit that they're letting on to cover their asses that they said that there was some side effects, okay? From what I've overheard in bars, the people on the FDA, half of them used to work for these pharmaceutical fucking companies. So they got the nuts running the fucking nut house, all right? And you're just going to be, you're going to be a little lab rat if you start taking that shit, all right? So I would suggest not doing it. Let nature take its fucking course and do what I'm doing. Wait for the cure. And I guarantee you, it ain't going to come. So just fucking man up and go bald, you fucking pussy. Okay, do what I'm doing. Just slowly let it happen. A year from now, I'm going to have fucking hair plugs, and I'm going to be performing for Dictators for a New Year's Eve gig. Be best friends with Beyonce. I didn't see my itinerary either. I didn't know who it was. I literally used the same excuse for performing for Oilmen. So anyways, the past couple weeks, I've been talking about the food down here in New Orleans, saying how delicious / unhealthy it is and how you can't find fucking kale. Excuse me as I drink more cold water from my fucking scalded tongue. I actually bought a juicer this week to somehow combat all the fried food that I've been eating. And I started drinking that shit that guy in Fat, Dead, and Kind of Sick, whatever the fuck it's called. Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead. Sick fatty with dead fucking something. Whatever. I've been drinking that shit, man. I got to tell you something. It's delicious. Not only is it delicious, you crave it after a while. And Yeah, I think I dropped like 4 or 5 pounds. Good pounds, too. You know? The flabby ones. I was joking on Twitter saying how I was in button-down shirt shape, and I actually want to get into, like, I want to be in sitting down, no shirt on shape. I don't know what... I know Bill Cosby did a bit on this, but he's so... what the fuck happens when you sit down? You stand up and look sideways in the mirror, and you're like, all right, you know what? That isn't bad. Dare I say it's kind of cute. Shows that I like the occasional Snickers, right? And you sit there pinching at yourself like you're in an old school Special K commercial going, all right, that's not that bad. That's not that bad. Then you just sit down and like 3 handfuls of shit just lands on your thighs. You know? For the life of me, I can't. What happens? Do your hip bones move up to your fucking man tits and everything just gets blown out? I have no idea. But sitting down without a shirt on, you know, that's the truest moment of your fucking physique that you're going to see all day. Stop standing up, sucking in your gut. All right? You want to see the damage you've done? Maybe you're not ready for it. All right? This is like The Ring. When you looked at that fucking chick's face, your jaw just opens up and you land in a fucking walk-in closet. Oh, my God. I don't know what happened to me. I'm not even that bad of shape. So I said, fuck this. I got a juicer. And I just did a quick gig up in Chicago, came right back, this private thing. So I don't know. I ate halfway decent up there. I did find a vegan restaurant, but then, of course, I had some Chicago pizza. So now I came back and I had my little fucking grilled cheese sandwich and tomato soup. So now my body is starting to pull me back to the dark side. And that's what I've really learned about trying to stay in shape. It's all about keeping your brain out in front of your body. Keeping your fucking wits about you. Like this shit, it's like food. You know, when they say food is a drug, I didn't believe them, but I'm totally convinced of it now. It's like when you're eating bad, when you just go on like a 3-month bender of just eating bad and in your head like, oh, God, I got to stop. Oh, I want a fucking cheeseburger. And you just keep going, and then that makes you want cookies and all that type of shit. It's the food equivalent to like locking yourself in a room and just freebasing for 3 months. That's what you're doing. So what I try to do when I'm eating bad like this, I just talked to a buddy of mine outside of the business who's trying to lose some fucking weight. I was trying to tell him that, like, you got to keep your head out in front of it and just go like, I want that, but I'm going to eat this. Even in that moment when you're looking at that apple as opposed to that fucking glorious whatever you're looking at, right? Toasted roast beef and cheese with the fucking pickles and the chips and all that. The last thing, your body's like, that's what the fuck I want. And you got to reach for that apple. You got to fucking hit that crack pipe instead. And I'm telling you, the second you get 2-3 bites in, you're like, oh, thank God. Thank God I did that. And you're fine. Because from what I've read, the very little I've read, your body it's actually craving nutrition. You know? That's why when you eat Chinese food, like fucking 35 minutes later, you're hungry again because your body's still craving nutrition. There wasn't like a fucking ounce of it in that shit, at the risk of getting sued by that entire fucking continent of China. It's not a continent, it's a country. Go fuck yourself. So that's what I would say. If you can try to do, that's what I'm trying to do, as I'm trying to keep my head out in front of it. So I got that grilled cheese sandwich, and I got the tomato soup, and I said, all right, I got to get back on the fucking green gumbo here, as I'm calling it, because I'm in New Orleans, and that's it. I'm back on that shit for the last 2. Tomorrow morning, I wake up, I make another one, bingo, bango. I'm trying to do 2 a day juicing, and then one day having the fucking, a healthy dinner. And then I go on the treadmill for a half hour. There's no fucking way you're not going to drop weight. All right? So there you go. So stop doing those stupid-ass fad diets. It's the fucking cornflakes diet. All I do is eat cornflakes. I can eat as much as I want. That bullshit. Eventually, You know what it really is? I think it really is not even like, it's not even the fucking diet. It's the, once you get to your weight, what do you do then? You know, once you get down to your weight, at some point you're going to be looking around. It's like you got out of jail. And there's some ice cream right over there. You're an adult. You don't have to go, Mom, can I have some ice cream? Right? That's how you become a fat fuck as an adult. There's no one to say, hey, you had enough cookies. It's on you. You've had enough booze. Put on a condom. It's all on you. You got to be your own fucking parent until you get a lady in your life. And then she starts fucking nagging at you. Take your shoes off. Hey, get out the rug. Fuck you, lady. Where did you become so angry? So that would be my advice. When you're just on, if right now, if you listen to this shit and you're on a bad fucking road, I'm telling you, one of these days in the future, you're going to wake up, you're going to be sitting down on the side of your bed, you're going to glance into a mirror, and you're going to be like, what the fuck? What have I done to myself? You're going to stand up real quick. You're going to try to suck it in and try to deny the truth that you just saw. You hear that? That's the steam engine coming back on the fucking racist genocide 101. The fuck am I? Yeah, just make yourself eat an apple or just eat a fucking salad. You gotta turn the boat around. That's what I'm trying to do. I gotta do it. I fucking went back up to like almost $1.90, and now I'm back down to like the mid 170s. It's the fucking worst. Just trying to lose like 15 pounds is the fucking worst. I can't imagine people who gotta lose more than that. So, you know, I don't know how this became more of a weight loss podcast, but I think it's working though. This guy actually sent me a letter. He said, "Podcast success story, dear Wilbur. You, sir, are a god amongst men." Ah, Jesus, I wish that was true. He goes, "I used to be a depressed piece of shit. You're typical, the world is against me, nobody likes me, nobody wants me, fucking moron. That's who I was. But your advice on stepping back and making fun of every negative annotation I have," is that a word? Did he write that? Did he type that correctly, or am I a more annotation? I don't know. Not to make you depressed again. I don't know how to spell. He goes, "I have fucking changed my life. I'm 80 pounds lighter. I got a great girl, and I've gotten two promotions. You're a comedian. You're not obligated to be Oprah or Maury, but you still make a difference. Thank you, sir, for knocking me back into cohesion. You probably make 20 times more than me. I doubt that, sir, with your 2 big promotions there. But I owe you a drink next time I see you if you're in Canada or Beantown. So you stay classy, sir." Ah, that's great. Good for you, sir. Look at that. He turned it around. Somehow my negative, whatever the fuck, my shaming, my fat shame, my for shame has been working. All right, enough about that shit. So that's what I'm doing. I'm drinking I'm doing that fat, sick, and nearly dead juicing thing, and it's like all green stuff. It's kale, celery, a couple handfuls of parsley, cucumber, zucchini, and then a lime in to take the bitterness out. And I gotta tell you, it's fucking delicious. I love it. And I don't know. I think I'm going to incorporate this in every couple of months. Just go back to that. Well, I'll just juice for like 4 or 5 days, just so I stay out in front of it. Just so I don't have to sit down one day and have that fucking beach ball. I got a thing on my button-down shirts. It's the third button down. When that button starts to look like it's doing the iron cross between both sides of my shirt, that's when I'm like, you fucking jerk off. All right? And then what happens is I lay off the beer, and then I just start slamming whiskey. Like, that's my initial, we've begun our initial descent into dieting, is I go from drinking pale ales to whiskey. I really am a freckled mess.
Get along for a while. Citizen in the sea. Are the innocent bound to the damned? What is just seems unknown.
Hey, what's going on? It's Bill Burr, and it is the Monday Morning Podcast for Monday, October 12th, 2009, and I am in a fantastic fucking mood. Huh? Isn't that nice? Isn't that nice when you run into somebody on a Monday and they're in a great mood? Rather than the usual cunts you run into at work? Hey, Jerry, how you doing?
Oh, another fucking week. Girlfriend was being a bitch all weekend. Can't believe the Patriots lost. Dude, what the fuck's with Tom Brady? Randy Moss was wide open.
Shut up! You think I give a fuck about you? I was just saying hello. I was being friendly because we were walking in opposite directions past each other and our eyes happened to meet. That's all I was saying. No one gives a fuck about your whole stupid day. So I'm in an awesome mood, and I'm going to tell you why. Because I've been on the road for 6 of the last 7 weeks, tightening up my act the way Bill Belichick's going to tighten up that Patriots defense over the year, and we'll challenge for a fucking title sometime next year. But it's still a good thing. No, I haven't packed it in yet with the Patriots. No, I've been on the road, and I was on the road for the last 10 straight days, everybody. Do you have any fucking idea what that's like? Has any of you ever gone out there? You ever gone out to Disney World? Where the fuck do you people go for 10 days?
Oh my God, I went to Acapulco. It was awesome. We sat on the beach. We were tanning. We didn't do anything. We dressed like whoas. We dressed like absolutely, totally 100% whoas. We didn't pay for a drink. I had no pubic hair. I barely had a bikini bottom on. I had this island guy put cornrows in my hair, and I did fucking things that would explain the calluses on my knees, but I'm not going to because it was in a different country and it doesn't fucking count.
Well, what I did was, look at me with all the fucking energy. You know what? I thought I had a meeting this morning at 10 in the morning. It turns out it was fucking yesterday. So I am clean shaven and I am dressed to impress for this fucking podcast. And anyways, I've been on the road for the last 10 fucking days, and I finally got to sleep in my own bed. Saw my girl, I saw my dog, I came home, I watched some sports yesterday, even though fucking Red Sox and the Patriots lost. Good for the Angels, by the way, all the people out here in California, man. Good for you guys, I know what it's like when you can never beat a team. Granted, I wish you still couldn't beat us, but I know what the fucking deal is. I watched the fucking Red Sox lose to the Yankees for the first 80% of my life. Well, first 36 years of my life. Could not beat the sons of bitches. So, congratulations to you. I hope you beat the Yankees, and, I really hope you do. But the fucking Yankees look really good, too. They really do. That $200 million team is just plugging away against that $60 million fucking Minnesota Twins. That's right, you cunts. I'm bringing it up. But you know why? Because none of the announcers do. Teixeira's having a hell of a bat. Jeter's on first. Jesus Christ is taking a lead off the third base. He better watch out. He's still got that robe on. It's not even fucking competition anymore, And I know the Red Sox are part of the fucking problem, but Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ, really? Anyways, let's plow ahead. Good luck, Minnesota. You really should be up 2-1 if you didn't fucking blow it. But what do you guys care, huh? What do you guys care? You got the Mall of America. You can go down there and ride the Ferris wheel right across from the Stride Bright outlet. So anyways, I've been on the fucking road for the last 10 days, and I swear to God, I figured it out. In the last 3 weeks, I have done 22 sets of an hour or more. And my final night was Saturday night at the Improv in Pittsburgh, which is really becoming one of my favorite cities out there. It's just a great sports city. It's one of the greatest views when you come. Was it the Fort Pitt Tunnel? I don't know what it is. You always come through the tunnel, right? After you drive down the fucking roadway there, whatever. Come out of the airport and get on the highway. There we go. The only thing that sucks about Pittsburgh is they're really big on having whatever the numbers of lanes are. When you get on the bridge, there's one less lane. They're really into that bottleneck thing. 3 lanes, it goes down to 2, 4 goes down to 3, that type of shit. Well, anyways, when you go through the tunnel, when you come out, you think you're just going to be coming, up underground, like the Holland Tunnel and the Lincoln Tunnel. When you come into New York City, you feel like a fucking rat. You just come up and you're right at street level. But in Pittsburgh, you come through like this, I don't know if it's big enough to say it's a mountain. It's a fucking hill, and they dug a tunnel right through it. And as you come out, right as you get to the other side, the whole city is right out in front of you. This panoramic view of the whole city, and you look to the left, there's Heinz Field where the Steelers play, and next to it is that the ballpark where the AAA Pirates play, where the Yankees and Red Sox actually have trained vultures circling the stadium, and when anybody hits a triple, we both dive bomb in to see who can snatch the player away first. It's a tragedy, man. Major League Baseball is a fucking tragedy. You know? What do you think the Red Sox are going to do this offseason? $120 million all we spent last year. $125. You think we're not going to get back up to $180 like we usually do? Better watch out, all you little fucking teams around the league. We're coming. We got our checkbook. It's horrible. Anyways, plowing ahead. Yeah, they have like all these bridges, all this great steel work that, people actually live in the town if they didn't die when they were building them, falling off the bridge because they had to smoke weed because they were afraid of heights but couldn't admit it because they're a man. All those bridges are there. And there's another thing about Pittsburgh. Very, very, very underrated delis. Whenever you hear about great like pastrami, corned beef, or whatever, you always hear, go to a New York deli. Oh, I'll make you a fucking hero. But Pittsburgh, I don't know what's going on out there, but for some reason they've kept it. Why doesn't that Guy Fieri go there? And take a big fucking bite out of that shit. Because I'm telling you, incredible deli meat. I went to, came in a day early. I went to the Pittsburgh Penguins versus the Phoenix Coyotes, one of the worst hockey games I've ever been to. They didn't fucking show up because they were resting because they had the Flyers the next night. Let's just go easy. They're bankrupt. We'll just let them win tonight. That's basically the game I went to, but it was fun to go to the old thing. So I'm just babbling. I'm babbling like a fucking fat chick who just got an engagement ring. That's what's going on here. That was really mean and uncalled for. So anyways, this is what I have to talk. You know what I want to do this week? I want to take some time out to talk to you guys about what it's like to fly from fucking Pittsburgh to Los Angeles. Basically, there's one show in town, and the show's name is US Air. And I went in. I mean, US Air, it's a fucking rinky-dink airline. Who's kidding who? You know what I mean? Like, if they were in baseball, they would be like the Padres. No offense. You know what? I mean that in an offensive way. There's no comedy clubs in San Diego. What am I really hurting? This is what I did. I show up, and I go to check in, and I'm bringing my bag along, and I'm checking a bag, basically. You know how much they want for first check bag? Go ahead. I'll wait. Take a guess. What'd you say, 15? Higher. 20. 20, you say? There, guy in the back? Even more. $25 for the first bag checked. Now, do they bring that up? Is that anywhere on the internet as you're going to make your fucking... I don't know. Who do I know? I call my travel agent. All I know is they don't fucking bring it up until you get to the airport. And then you go to give it to them bag, and then they go, that'll be $25. And they got you. They got you. It's a total fucking shakedown. And that's the exact song that went through my head. Because I was thinking, why didn't you just make this part of the ticket? It's kind of like $19.95 plus shipping and handling. So you don't see that it really costs like $27. Then you'd be $27. That's not worth that onion chopper thing. If there's a 1 in the beginning, I'll definitely fucking buy it, right? That's what they're doing to me. And I'm tired of it. Total fucking shakedown, those fucking cunts. And I say to Leah, I go, you got to be kidding me. It's $25 for the first thing? She goes, yeah, I know. She goes, well, it's only $20 if you go on the internet. And it's like, yeah, and then you don't have a job. And she goes, I know. I go, so why would you tell me that? She goes, to be honest with you, the people above us say we have to tell people that. All right? And we also have to suggest that they use the automated machines. And I go, that's unbelievable. She goes, yeah, and you know what? The people above us get a commission for the amount of people who use the automated machines, and we don't get anything. Do you realize how fucked up that is? All you fucking people who argue with me about those automated machines, do you see what they're doing? They're pitting us against each other. People's bad financial positions. That lady behind the counter, she wants to keep her job, so she literally has to teach people how to phase her out of a fucking job. I don't know. The whole time I was in there, I kept hearing, you know that AC/DC song, Shakedown? Nervous Shakedown off of Flick of the Switch. You know how it goes? You don't? You don't know how it goes? You guys weren't fans of that shit? Here it is. Here it is right here. Yeah, it's $25 for the first bag. Yeah, we didn't tell you because we knew you wouldn't pick this fucking airline. That's all I heard in my head. Then I'm on the fucking flight, and this old lady goes, "Oh, I'm a little chilly." Sweet little old lady, right? Could I have a blanket? And the stewardess said, "That'll be $7." That's what they should have. That's the song that they should have had the second they closed the cabin door. It's fucking brutal. $7. $7 for a blanket, everybody, on U.S. Air. But then somebody told me that's actually because of the swine flu. Because of the swine flu. And I was like, wait a minute. Now, didn't we put smallpox in blankets and give them to the Indians? You know? So maybe there is something. I don't know. I vaguely remember reading that you can wipe out a whole group of people if they're cold. It's very easy to do. You just sneeze on some blankets and you hand it to them, and then they start dropping like flies. And the ones that survive run a casino. Run a casino and they cry about litter. So, see, there you go, people. Okay, now it gets worse. So I'm on this fucking plane, right? It's $25. $25 for the first bag, $7 for a blanket. The people in my row were saying that there's a rumor they're actually going to start charging for the bathroom, which I think is bullshit. There's no fucking way. We're not to that point, are we? And then when we go to land, this is the greatest fucking thing ever. I go to land, I'm like, thank God, I have made it. I am back here in LA. I'm going to sleep in my own bed. I'm going to see my baby. I'm going to see my dog. Everything's going to be great. I'm fucking standing down there waiting for the bag that I paid $25 for that should come out of the fucking thing on its own little pillow for that amount of money, right? I had to wait a half hour for my bag. Still nothing. No announcement from anybody, nothing. So I finally walk into the thing, and I'm like, excuse me, do you know what's going on here? She goes, yeah, we kind of have like a skeleton crew. So I make a joke. What do you got, like one guy unloading the plane? She goes, yeah, one guy for 200 bags, you know. And I don't flip out at those people behind the counter because I know that their job is to basically sit there and get yelled at by people who don't understand that they don't make the fucking policy, right? So I leave, all right? Half hour in, another 20 minutes goes by. I'm standing there for almost a fucking hour, no bag. And everybody's standing around like zombies. Occasionally somebody would be fucking walking in there. And I finally walked in there and I was just like, all right. I know you don't have anything to do with this policy, but do you have a form that I can fill out so I can ask for my $25 back, please? And the lady's like, no, there's no form for that. I have a number here. And I go, how many people do you have working right now on a Sunday? And she's like, I don't know. I don't have access to that information. Do you do this every Sunday? Just so I know in the future when I go to travel that I won't fly U.S. Air on a Sunday. Do you do this every Sunday? Yeah, I don't know. I don't usually work Sundays. Do you know what's going on with the bag? Yeah, I don't know how to contact the people. Every fucking thing I asked her, she couldn't give me a fucking answer. And I was like, do you think this is a smart way to run a business? I mean, I don't have a problem working here. Fucking morons. So I go, just give me. I'm becoming that person. I fucking complain all the time, right? I got the thing. I'm going to get my $25 back. I got to figure out how to do it. I don't think I'm going to be able to do it via email. I think I need to get on the phone and I go, I want money back. I'm sorry, sir. We don't offer refunds. I'm sorry. I know you're sorry. You guys are always sorry, but none of you guys can fucking help. All right? I can't curse, though. I realize you're sorry. I'm sorry, too. Is there someone above you that I can speak to? Well, I would like to speak to them. And just keep going up and up and up and become such a pain in the ass. And the key is you don't curse, because if you don't curse, they can't hang up on you. One of my buddies had a great fucking line the other day. He was on one of these 1-800 numbers, and he was having the same problem. He goes, "Yeah, I want a refund." And I'm sorry, we don't offer refunds. Is there anything else I can help you with? He goes, anything else you can help me with? You haven't helped me with anything yet, you fucking twat. And of course she hangs up. because he said the F and the T word. So anyways, I don't even know what I'm talking about right now. I think the only fucking way to get back at these corporations is you have to be like those little old ladies who just won't go away, and you really just have to complain and just say that it is completely unacceptable. I mean, what the fuck kind of an airline doesn't have enough guys to unload their fucking airplane? You know what I love too? Is it's a jam-packed fucking airplane. And I know it's a tough time, and I know they're probably even losing money, but those fucking assholes at the top are still making just as much money as they were. I guarantee it. Those fucking CEO douchebags never take a fucking pay cut. They got me standing down there for an extra fucking hour. Did I say I was in a good mood this week? I actually am in a good mood, but I'm more pissed off at the fucking people who challenged me on those automated things and all that. You don't even realize you're leading yourself and the rest of us down this fucking path. And that's what it's going to be in the future. There's going to be nobody there, and there's going to be one RoboCop. And if the second you start complaining, they're going to somehow connect the dots with you and the Al-Qaeda, and you're going to get shot. All right, maybe that's a little bit of an exaggeration, but you know what I mean? Whatever happened to the customer is always right. Fucking old lady next to me, she put newspaper on her legs. I don't fucking know. What are you going to do? All right, let's move on with the podcast. And if you like that song, Nervous Shakedown, which I don't know why you wouldn't, you know? Why wouldn't you like that? Why wouldn't that sound good? All right, let's get on with the podcast here. If you're new to my podcast, most times I'm in a cunty mood, and sometimes I say I'm in a good mood, and I still sound a little bit cunty. Last week, a lot of people really enjoyed when Joe DeRosa was guest hosting, co-hosting, was being Joe McMahon, and we got in a big debate over what was less healthy, donuts or pancakes. And I was on the pancake side, and everybody seemed to agree with me. And one person actually sent me a little link to show how donuts are made. After they make the dough and all that, evidently they fucking deep fry them for like 7 days before they even add the jelly and the goo and the coconut and the crap that they put on them. And fucking Joe DeRosa is trying to tell me that Bisquick, some eggs, and some butter and a little bit of syrup is worse than that. I don't know. The syrup might tie. It's damn close. You know what it's like? This is what it's like. Pancakes are the Red Sox, and donuts are the Yankees. You know, it's basically the difference probably between 180 million and 200 million. Oh, look at that. I got an email from the AC/DC official store. I'm 41. Let's see what they have to say. Oh, they have a limited edition AC/DC t-shirt. That's actually fucking cool. They wrote AC/DC on like a Marshall amp. Pre-order the AC/DC Backtracks 2 CD. Oh, wow, they're getting fucking old. Remember how they used to say that they never fucking release shit? Re-release material, they don't like doing it? The AC/DC Backtracks Amplifier t-shirt. What is going on? Let me get back to the podcast and I'll fucking look at this later. All right, we got a lot of shit to get to because last week I shot the shit with Joe DeRosa. And I didn't get a chance to answer a lot of questions or whatever. One of the people actually had a great solution. Remember a couple weeks ago when I read that story where that guy was flicking the ear of the boyfriend of his sister, you know, and they were a little drunk. They were coming from the Cubs game. I'll do a little recap here. And the boyfriend was driving, telling the dude to stop. And he kept fucking doing it, and then the kid just snapped, and he turned around, punched him in the face, and knocked his tooth out. So the brother of the sister says, now I have to kick the shit out of that kid, and it has to happen. The kid's been ducking me, and I know I'm going to do it, but I just need you to help me explain it to my sister why it has to happen. So I offered, that was last week. That was last week. See? 10 days on the road. You don't even know when the fuck it was. It was last week. So me and Joe DeRosa tried to give this guy some solutions, and I hope he's still listening this week and he didn't get pissed off. But this guy's got a great ear flick solution. All right? He says, Bill, I have a great way to resolve the fight between the two friends in last week's podcast. 2 words, flare chop. All right? For all you wrestling fans out there, originated by the nature boy, Ric Flair. You simply wind up and backhand the person in the chest. My cousin, brother, and I use it to resolve all arguments between us. The reason it's effective is it hurts like a bitch, but only for a short period of time. It's hilarious for all that watch it and leaves a raised imprint on the person's chest. After you flare chop someone, all malcontent melts away. I think that's a fucking hilarious idea. So all you got to do, explain to your sister what the flare chop is. And I think that's perfect because it's not going to be anything permanent. I think it's going to get away. A lot of anger is going to get out. You guys can start over again. And because who's kidding who? You know, I'd rather have my ear flicked than get my tooth knocked out. But you were kind of being a cunt. So this is a great way to resolve it. And it's fucking hilarious. Maybe you can turn it into a funny YouTube video and it'll probably get a lot of hits. So my hat is off to that wonderful fucking solution. They should give you one of those judge shows. I think you really got a knack for it. The Flair Chop, the Nature Boy, Ric Flair. All right, here's something else somebody sent me this week, and I don't know. It didn't really fit into the advice. It didn't really fit into questions, but I thought it was a great point. So this is kind of an op-ed piece. All right. It says, Dear Bill, this past week I attended Game 1 of the series between the Dodgers and the Cardinals. Before the game started, there was, of course, the national anthem. They gathered... let me move this closer to my eyeballs so I can read this. They gathered probably 50 to 75 or so sailors from the U.S. Navy, locally based, and they hurled out this huge flag. Fast forward to about the fifth inning when they are doing the cheesy Jumbotron spotlight, and they put the troops up on the screen. Everyone in the stadium cheers and applauds. That's when I noticed that they had these Navy guys seated. They were seated in the very top section in the nosebleeds. This is just bullshit to me. We say we love our troops and they are the greatest citizens, yet we can't afford to upgrade them to at least the outfield or even the second level. Fuck the MLB for using the troops as a way to show their corporate patriotism and then sticking them at the very top of the stadium. Is it really that much to ask for an organization such as the MLB or the Dodgers, whomever the decision is up to lose just a little bit of money on some seats? The right field bleachers were not even sold out. Fucking ungrateful, fake, patriotic cunts. I don't know about you guys, but I thought he made some great points there. I've seen that a lot of times. They do. Whenever there's a large group of people, be it the troops or some inner city kids, they always fucking stick them all the way up at the top of the stadium. That's capitalism for you. You would think, though, you know what I mean? You would think with the troops, the least they could do. Yeah, stick them on the mezzanine level. You know what I mean? I mean, look, a team like the Yankees, I mean, those seats around, who's kidding who? Those things are like $1,500 a whack. There's no fucking way you could do that. So, yeah, stick them on the middle level. I think that's decent, right? A lot of the shit around around home plate, those are season tickets. Maybe they could do that. They could actually have those corporate cunts and some of those rich bastards who have season tickets give away their tickets for one night. Maybe they do a nice little switch. That'd be a great little thing as a thank you. You know, they switch seats, they let them sit down there, and then the corporate guys could pat themselves on the back of what great people they are as they fucking trudge their way up to the top and look down on all of us the way they've always wanted to. All right. Now let's move on to the next section. This is getting really choppy. I'm trying to think of anything interesting happened. Anything interesting? That's something me and my girlfriend always talk about. Do you remember that Bugs Bunny cartoon where, the monster that actually had arms but you couldn't see him? He wore the Chuck Taylor high tops. He was all brown and all the hair. And you remember that time when Bugs Bunny just sat him down and started doing his nails and doing his hair? Going, monsters are such interesting people. It must be so interesting to be a monster. You remember that? Do you? No, I didn't think so. All right. What happened? I just lost all momentum. I was doing so fucking well. I don't give a shit. I'm psyched to be home. I'm really psyched to be home. And if you have a pit bull, you really have to watch out for their head because it's like a fucking bowling ball. And when they get excited, they swing that thing around. It's going to catch you in your chops. It's going to hit you in the throat. And you're going to have to lay on the ground for a minute. And then they're going to come up with that paintbrush-sized fucking tongue and practically drown you with it. So, if if you're thinking about getting a pit bull, when you come home after not seeing it for 10 days, you got to kind of, I come from behind. And what I do is I make sure I have my head away from its head. Even if you get it to the side, it's like a fucking alligator. Just swings it around. I don't know. The thing's a maniac. All right, let's go. Okay, interpreting dreams. This is like a new segment that I thought was going to be great, and it never really took off. Here's a dream that somebody has. Okay, Bill, last night I dreamt last night I had a dream that was so damn weird on so many levels. Basically, I was back in the early 80s. I was born in 1990. Okay, so he's born in 1990, yet for some reason he's in the 1980s. I mean, I might need some help on this one. And there were gangs all around where I used to live in Reno, Nevada. It was almost exactly like that movie, The Warriors, but I'd never in my life, till today, seen that movie. I didn't really think much of it till I watched the movie this morning, and I swear to fucking God that it was so similar to the dream I had, it weirded me out to the point that I'm pretty sure I just failed a biology test today at school because all I could think about was the damn dream. Just the fact that I basically dreamed something that had already been created and that I had just heard they are making a remake is pretty fucking strange. Any thoughts? Yeah, I think you've been working out and you really want to wear a vest with no shirt underneath it. And you just grew up in a generation where that's unacceptable on all fucking levels, even during Halloween. So, in your dream, you were wishing that you were born during a time when where you could wear a fucking leather vest without a shirt underneath it. You know, maybe join a gang, maybe sing some doo-wop around a burning trash can. I think that's what your dream meant. It means that, you know what I think it is? You were born in 1990. I bet in your past life you were actually a member of a gang, you know? As opposed to some regular kid who just goes to college out in fucking Reno and is bored shitless with his life, right? So he jerks off to porn on the internet. Is any of this? You know what I'm going to do? Here's how I'm going to parachute out of this fucking business. This is what I'm going to do right now, okay? I'm going to do one of those, what are those fucking chicks who look like men who tell you future, you know? They got that little snow globe in front of them where they take the dandruff out of it and all of a sudden they can see your future. This is what they do. They get a little information about you. And next thing you know, they just start piecing some shit together. There you go. I should put on some gypsy scarf right now. That's right. In your past life, you were the member of a gang. And you know, you got fucking stabbed to death, and you had plans. You had plans to bring all the gangs together. That's what the fuck you wanted to do. And you're the guy who got shot by fucking Cyrus. Was that his name? That's what it is. You wished you were born in a different era, as opposed to now, where you live this very safe life. You want to be a road warrior, and you can't. What's the matter? Was there some girl you wanted to talk to, but you didn't have the balls to? You know, so in your dreams, you're trying to become like this hard ass. Well, I guess you weren't in a dream. You weren't in a gang in your dream. I don't fucking know. I don't know. Send me more dreams. I'll get better at it. You know what? Maybe that's why that segment didn't take off. All right, let's get back to something a little more proven. This is like doing stand-up right now. That was like a new bit. It bombed, and now I'm going to go to a proven joke that I've told 600 times and make it sound brand new. All right, here we go. Advice. Bill, I recently got dumped by my girlfriend through behaving like an idiot. To be honest, in her shoes, I would have done the same thing with the difference that I would have given me a second chance. For the record, no, I didn't cheat on her. Instead, I found myself getting quite broody. I think that means depressed. With all the heaviness that goes with that. Who knew that can happen to men too? I certainly didn't. What does broody mean? What does it mean to be brooding? Isn't that what What's-His-Face did in Rumblefish? Matt Dillon? Isn't that how he got all his acting work? They used to always say he had the brooding good looks. So what happened? You'd be in the apartment with your girlfriend. She'd be trying to talk to you, and you'd be leaned up against one wall, you know, one foot on the floor, the other one up against the wall. And she'd be like, "What do you want for breakfast?" And then you just sort of look, you know. You look to the side. I don't know. It just doesn't feel right. Did you have a cigarette pack rolled up in your T-shirt? What the fuck is broody? I don't know what that is. Anyways, he goes, I believe I'm through that madness now, and yet while I was only with her for about 3 months, I miss her companionship terribly. I think he means he was depressed. Anyways, he goes, I sent her some flowers to say I was sorry, but she says she doesn't want to see or talk with me, although she says she will contact me in the future when some other heavy shit she's going through right now is over. I feel I owe the situation one last roll of the dice at the very least. Do you have any suggestions? Yeah, you guys need to not be near each other. All right? First of all, if you want her to call you back, don't call her. All right? Because you're going to sound even more brooding as you're standing there crying with a bouquet of flowers or whatever the fuck you're going through. And then this whole thing where she says she'll contact you in the future when some heavy shit she's going through right now is over with, you know. I'm thinking of that movie Barfly. You guys both like alcoholics? What is the heavy shit she's got to get through? The fucking 12-pound meat hammer she's going to be riding tonight? I'm not trying to be a dick, but look, what you got to do right now, okay, if you're out sit there brooding and you're all depressed, you're probably not coming across as someone she wants to mate with who's going to bring her some strong offspring, okay, to get all Discovery Channel on you. So what you got to do is you got to show her that you're a man. So what you got to do is just let her go, all right? And start going to the fucking gym, all right? Getting 8 hours sleep. You start eating right. You can make yourself look good. You make improvements in your own life. So the next time she sees you, if you run into her, you look great. All right? What was that fucking Rodney Dangerfield thing? What was that movie where they were doing the Cyrano de Bergerac shit? Remember that? Chico, tell her you're the man. Remember that? That's what you got to do. Next time she sees you, you're fucking confident. Nah, that's bad advice. What, are you going to pretend to be confident? I don't know. I'm just saying, you know what, dude? Focus on yourself. Get your own shit together. You know, and don't wait for her to call you, you know? Start working out, eating right, getting some sleep. Go do some shit you always wanted to fucking do, you know? And go out to clubs. Start talking to girls who are, quote-unquote, way out of your league. See what the fuck happens, you know? But the last thing you want to do right now, I swear to God, is to sit around thinking about that girl or calling her or sending her flowers and a box of chocolates and all that shit because... you know, she needs a break from you, I think. And granted, once again, I give out this advice knowing that I didn't really go to college. I did, but it doesn't really count. And I have no background whatsoever, and I don't fucking read. So you're on your own if you take my advice. I take no responsibility for this shit whatsoever, all right? And not to mention, there's a zillion fucking chicks out there. Why don't you go join one of those dating services? That's a great fucking way to get laid. You know? Someone was talking to me about that the other day. You know, there's like 2 of them. One of them's about really getting into a relationship, and the other one's just about fucking. Join the one that's just about fucking, and go down to BJ's Wholesale and get some condoms and bang away. All right? But the last thing you want to do is to get all fucking depressed about this shit and waste another couple months of your life brooding. All right? Dust yourself off. Get back in the game, all right? All right, next one. Hey, Bill, I got an interesting situation going on. I've been really good friends with this guy friend. Oh, dude, this is a fucking great question. I don't even know if I can answer this one, so I'm going to need some help, all right? Hey, Bill, I got an interesting situation going on. I've been really good friends with this guy friend of mine for like 4 years. We're super tight, talk all the time, say I love you regularly, finish each other's sentences, that sort of crap. Well, one day I call him and found out that he had stopped mid-hookup with a girl to answer my phone call. When I asked why, he said it was because I was the most important girl in the world to him. Right in front of the girl he was getting play from. My question to you is, does this dude dig me, or is he just a great friend? And if he does, why hasn't he ever made a move? Wow, okay. All right, there we go. It's not an original fucking question in a way, but it is because this is with two dudes. Now, yeah, Jesus Christ, how the fuck do I answer this one? Yeah, dude, there's something fucking going on there. The way you write about it, it sounds like you're in a relation. You guys are in a relationship. It sounds like, yeah, I don't know what his deal is. He's definitely curious. I can tell you that. I don't know. I've never tried to figure out if a dude liked me like that. But this is really making me uncomfortable. That's why I like this fucking question. Yeah, I think you got to figure out what's going on. You know? But I got to be honest with you. If this was, I'll give you the same advice that if this was like a woman and she keeps acting like that around you, but she's hooking up with some other guy, then I'd be like, fuck her, walk away. So I'll give you the same advice. Fuck this dude. He hasn't, if he is gay, he's not ready to admit it yet. And what are you going to do? Stand around like some fucking guy who stands around? Fuck that. Go down to Fiddlesticks. Whatever. What the fuck? There was actually a gay bar called that. I remember there was a stand-up gig in Boston. One of my friends did it. It's called Fiddlesticks. Yeah, fuck that. Yeah, go down to the bar. Do what you guys do. Work out. Get the fucking abs going. Put on a tight shirt. Just don't hook up with a creepy older guy. That's something I noticed when I'm living in New York and L.A. There's always like a creepy older guy with a younger gay dude. Like he's teaching them how to be gay or something. Are there like gold-digging gay guys out there? Because I really don't... Because guys are visual fucking people. You know what I mean? So I don't know how the fuck that goes down. And I'll tell you right now, I don't want to. So whatever, dude. I don't know what your deal is. Confront him or fucking move on. Because, if he actually is gay and he's still out there banging women, I'm telling you, you're only on Earth for a very short period of time. Your time is valuable. You got to put a value on it. Just like that guy before you, okay? That chick fucking took off. Now he's standing there, walking around, trying to hand her flowers. She's still giving him the Heisman. And then that's when you got to be like, that's when you got to get some fucking self-esteem and be like, look, I'm better than this. I'm the shit. I'm telling you, the solutions, you always go to the gym. You listen to some fucking music. That's how I do it, You fucking get some sleep. You start looking good. You feel good about yourself. And then you go out and you talk to somebody who really you have no business talking to. And they shoot you down, and then you have a couple more drinks, and you start thinking about the person that made you want to do that in the first place, and you go back into the depression, but you wake up the next day and you do it over again. It's 6 weeks, people. 6 weeks. You got to tough it out for 6 fucking weeks, and you'll get out of it. So good luck to the both of you. All right, next question. Hey, Bill, this is a hockey question. That's another reason why I'm psyched to be back on the road is now I can finally actually watch some hockey games, ordering the NHL package today, much to my girlfriend's chagrin. Hockey question. Hey, Bill, you seem to be a knowledgeable person when it comes to hockey, so I figure it would be best to ask you. Being that I live in New Orleans, where there's no hint of organized hockey and very few televised game, I am very limited on my knowledge of the sport, even though I love it. I basically cheer for Detroit, the Kings, the Avalanche, the Devils, and the Mighty Ducks. All right, you can tell you don't know a lot about hockey if you root for both the Red Wings and the Avalanche. That's like rooting for the Buckeyes and the Wolverines, the Red Sox and the Yankees, the Longhorns and the Sooners, the Troops and the Al-Qaeda. They're different sides, dude. You got to pick a side on that one. Anyways, let's get to his question. Now, my question is, what is wrong with the Mighty Ducks? Why are they not considered a respectable team? I went to a buddy's house to watch a hockey game this weekend and was basically booed. That's funny to get booed in the living room. Booed into oblivion because I was wearing a Ducks jersey. In parentheses, because it's the only one I own. I was told by him, as well as the 7 other people present, that the reason for hating the Ducks has nothing to do with the way they play, but rather it's the fact that the Ducks are not a real team. Is this a general feeling amongst real hockey fans? Or am I just dealing with some bonehead friends? Let me know, and thanks in advance. All right, this is the deal. I don't know how old you are, but do you remember The Mighty Ducks was a movie? It was a Disney movie starring Emilio Estevez, however the fuck you say his name. and it was a kid movie. It was basically the Bad News Bears on ice, which the worst fucking collection of kids. Emilio Estevez probably had relationship problems, and he learned a lot about himself while working with the kids. And then for some reason, there's this unbelievable hottie who's really into the fucking kids and sees something in him that he didn't know happened, and then they hook up, and then somewhere along the line they have a big fight, and then he has to get her back, and meanwhile there's some big hockey game. And I imagine the coach of the other team, Emilio Estevez, already fucking knows on some level, and that dude always wins in life, and now this is his chance. You know what? I bet the coach from the other team is dating that hot girl, and then they hook up. Is that how it works? Is that how the movie was? I could never watch it because by the time it came out, I was like fucking 25 years old. Yes, I'm that fucking old. So anyways, yeah, the team. So the movie was evidently a big hit. They made like 2 or 3 of them. And along the way, Disney bought a hockey team. And because of the corporate cunt mentality, they named it the Mighty Ducks. Okay? That's the history of that team. Now, the NHL... The history of the NHL is it used to be 6 teams and 6 of the angriest, most psychotic fucking cities in North America. Fighting was legal. You smash sticks over people's heads. You know, Teddy Green had to get a plate in his fucking head. It's a maniac fucking sport. And then they show up like, hi, we're the Mighty Ducks. Lace them up, fuckers. It's already difficult when you have this many teams because they really are out of ferocious animals to name teams after. So now they're kind of naming them after different kinds of weather or like the storm, the thunder, the lightning, the cold front. You know what I mean. Or they categorize the predators. I still don't know what a thrasher is. What is a thrasher? That's a kind of metal, speed metal, right? Anyways, that's why people... They don't like the Ducks because hockey is like a rogue sport, and it's never been accepted by the mainstream, nor will it ever. And then all of a sudden they came in with the Mighty Ducks, and they really left themselves wide open. But the thing about they got rid of the Mighty, so now they're just called the Ducks. And the funny thing about the Ducks is the kind of hockey that they play. They play like a really physical, in-your-face. Like I love the style of hockey that they play, and even though they just traded fucking Chris Pronger, I gotta admit I'm starting to like the Philadelphia Flyers because there's something about them that I can relate to in my life, and that's the fact that in the mid-'70s they won 2 Stanley Cups by beating the shit out of people. Okay, that's not what I'm relating to, but they had an angle that was successful. And since then, they have failed miserably with the whole, we're going to beat the shit out of you to win a Stanley Cup. But God damn it, they have not diverted from that game plan one iota since 1974-75. They are still trying to, even though the league has changed completely, they are still trying to beat the shit out of people. And, they added Chris Pronger because they think this is why we're going to be able to compete against the fucking Capitals and the Pittsburgh Penguins. And what do? They fucking lose 6-5, and then they have a big fight at the end. And I relate to that because there's certain things in my life that I've been trying to solve with the exact same approach. And I fail every fucking time, but I, for some reason, can't get out of this rut. So, I'm getting the NHL package today, and I'm telling you, if you want to get into hockey, watch the Penguins-Flyers games all this year. There's not going to be one boring one. I know a lot of people don't like when I talk about sports, but I don't give a fuck. I got to tell you, I'm concerned about my Bruins. I don't know why they traded Phil Kessel. I don't get it. Why you would trade a young guy who's your number one goal scorer, and you trade him for draft picks. I could see if he was 35 and he was past his prime, then you're like, okay, we got to get young. But so many draft picks, they turn out to be nothing. And you actually had a young guy who scored like 39 fucking goals, and he missed some games last year, man. Stupid. Fucking stupid. I don't like it. I don't like it. All right, so there you go, dude. That's why they don't like the Ducks. So fuck them. Just learn a little bit more about hockey. Then you won't say things like I like the Red Wings and the Avalanche. But good for you, man. Good for you. Liking hockey down there in New Orleans. All right, next question. Hey, Bill. I'm in a little bit of a dilemma. I'm 35 years old, and I have a 30-year-old... Oh, Jesus Christ, I'm reading the one from last year. Am I all out of... Did I scroll down too far? I thought I had some questions here. Oh, there's the questions. All right, here's some questions, then I'm going to end the podcast here. Wait a second. Yeah, here we go. Questions. Bill, if your family, siblings, parents, and close friends are turning into zombies, then you could kill them. I mean, like totally kill them, because if they are zombies, they would technically be dead. Also, in addition to that, would you have to kill them in a special way because they are special to you, like a quick death, bullet to the head, or would you just take a baseball bat to them? Would you look forward to it? I know I'd love it if someone I didn't like became a zombie so I could have a legitimate excuse for killing them and getting away with it. Yes, some people I'd love to take my time with. Okay, that's a fucked up question. All right, he's basically asking me if all my friends and loved ones turned into zombies, would I kill them? All right, in the old days when zombies could just walk slowly, I would run away from them. And unless cornered, like in the Michael Jackson Thriller video, obviously, yes, I would kill them rather than sitting there getting eaten alive. Now, with today's Zombie 2.0, where they can run and that type of shit, without a doubt, yes, I would kill them, because it isn't them anymore. And I want to live. And would I do it quickly? I'd try to do it quickly, but if I didn't have anything, if I only had something that would go slowly, then I would use something that would go slowly. You know? I don't know. You know what? I was actually on the road and I saw that zombie movie. What is that one? Zombieland or something like that. And I don't know if it's because I wasn't in a crowded movie theater. I was a little disappointed. But I heard there's something out there, this new ghost movie called like Photosynthesis or something. Paranormal. Evidently, it's supposed to be the scariest movie of the last 10 years, and I'm going to go see it before somebody fucking ruins it for me. So with that is the podcast for this week. Please try to avoid U.S. Air if you can. American Airlines is also another airline that is also $25 a bag. And I'm going to complain. And I would like to encourage all of you, because they really put you in this position where you feel like there's nothing you can do. I think that regular customers really need to get more vocal. This is just my opinion. I'm not getting preachy here. But I really see no end to these greedy cunts just taking another bite out of your ass until we push back a little bit. So... next time you get fucked over, ask for a website, send some emails, do whatever the fuck you can. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck to do. I'm really, I don't know what. So what, you know what I'm going to do right now? I'm going to thank everyone who came out to see me over the last 6 weeks, okay? From Stockholm to Boston to Philly, all the people in Addison who came out to see me, all the people at the Stress Factory in New Jersey, who've been coming out to see me for years, and in Pittsburgh, which all of a sudden, man, I mean, that's a really hard ticket for comedians to sell out there. I sold out 2 shows, and the other 2 shows were all the way to like literally the last row, and you know, it's seriously, man, no jokes here. It's an unbelievable feeling. You know, I worked 17 years to get to this point. To actually have people like my comedy the way you guys do, and to come out to my shows is fucking awesome. And I got to admit, there's always a little bit of panic every time I walk into a showroom where I'm like, fuck, is this the week where everybody's over me and it goes back to 25 fucking people, you know? So that's it. Thank you for keeping the dream alive for another fucking week. And I think that's it. And I also want to thank Jim and Randy at WDVE in Pittsburgh for hooking me up with the unbelievable corned beef sandwiches and letting me run my mouth on your great radio show, the Opie and Anthony show. Who the fuck else? I got to start thanking those radio shows because those guys really helped me out. And And also, I want to thank everybody who came out for the. I got a buddy of mine who's he's really battling a sickness right now, and I went up and did a benefit at Giggles, which is a great comedy club if you live up in the Boston area. Mike Clark, Lenny Clark's brother, runs it, and we did this great benefit for this comedian, Kevin Knox, just one of the great fucking comedians. I'll tell you a quick story. I started in this business in 1992, and when I did, it was basically at the end of the 1980s comedy boom. It was almost like the housing market or the internet bubble, in that there was a bunch of people making way more money than they should have been, and there had to be a correction in the market. So basically, I started in 1992, and when I was working during the first couple years of my career, I worked with a lot of guys who used to be making way more money and used to be headlining. Sort of the guys like the B and C level headliners. All right. And I got to tell you, there was a number of them who I will say were not so nice to work with. Basically, they tried to discourage me from being a comedian, you know. I'm not talking about the big guns. The big guns who were in Boston still were drawn and they were still doing well. But there was some B and C level guys that I ran into, and they would say shit like, you know, you'd be there on like a Thursday or a Wednesday night gig, and there'd be like fucking 30 people in the crowd, 40 people, and they'd be going, look at this shit, man. You know, I'll tell you, man, 3 years ago, there would have been a line around the block. You know, I'll tell you, man, if I was your age, I wouldn't even get into this shit. You know, I'd quit right now. I mean, if I was your age, if I could do this over again, I never would have done it yet. And I swear to God, I used to leave there with like a gun in my mouth, you know? But, you know, there was this one comic, this guy, Kevin Knox. I used to go down to his show, and he was just a fucking great guy. And he would absolutely, you know, just a fucking great guy. He'd totally encourage you. Positive guy, not a jealous bone, not an envious bone, competitive, none of that shit. Just a fucking great dude. And me and all my buddies used to go down. He'd put us up on his show. And not only was he a great guy, I really learned how to follow somebody or attempt to follow somebody, because this guy was so fucking funny. You know, when he hosted a show, we used to joke that he didn't host a show. He used to take breaks from killing, because that's what he would do. He'd go up and he would just be killing and then be like, all right, I'm going to bring up your next act. And then, you know, he'd bring up a fucking 23-year-old me, and I'd have to go up there and hang on for dear life. And it really helped me out when I went down to New York, and I had to go on after, like, you know, I'd go on after a guy who had his own TV show, and, you know, the nervousness of that when you first start out being a comedian. And I was a much better comic because he gave me, you know, the opportunity to, you know, be on his shows and stuff. And so anyways, we had a big benefit for him up in Boston at Giggles Comedy Club, and it was a huge success. And, you know, he's battling some shit right now, so my prayers are going out to him. And I want to thank Mike Clark for having that great benefit, letting me come up, being a part of it. It was really one of the great nights in my career. It was just a fucking awesome night. It was great to see all the guys I hadn't seen in a long time. So that is it. That is it for the podcast this week. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Please keep sending your questions. I am off this week. I'm not doing shit. And what do I got next? I got coming up, I got the Improv in D.C. I don't even know the fucking dates. You know what? Why don't I get more organized? Improv in D.C. I know one date that I can actually hype right now. I'm playing Town Hall in New York City, which is it's a huge date for me to play a theater date in New York City, and that's going to be on, what the fuck is it? November 6th, 2009. All right, I'm going to be at Town Hall in New York City. Tickets are going fast, everybody. All right, last I checked, there's only a couple hundred left. And I have all the information up on BillBurr.com, BURR. If you've never been to New York City, it's a great excuse to go down there. You're basically going to be watching my next stand-up special live that I'll be taping the next month in San Francisco, because I got the set ordered down, and all I got to do is just keep doing it. So I'd really appreciate it if you come out and support me. Okay, there's the date. I'll be playing the Improv in Washington, D.C., October 22nd, 23rd, and 24th. Improv in Tempe, Arizona. I got Hilarities in Cleveland coming up, Giggles in Seattle, and then that's it. And then I tape my special. So these shows are all very important to me. Please come on out. I'll be selling my DVDs afterwards. Makes a great stocking stuffer. And plus, if you got that person, it's just a great gift to get somebody. You don't have to buy mine. Buy another comedian's fucking DVD, but it's a great fucking thing. You know, for that person on your list where you're just like, ah, God, do I got to get this fucking person something? You know? $20, bing, bang, boom, you're fucking done. Throw it at him. Make sure the corner hits him right in the side of the fucking head. Merry goddamn Christmas. That is it. That's the podcast for this week. Once again, thanks for everybody for listening, and I will talk to you guys again next Monday. Have a great week. All right, bye.